Hello everyone. In this lecture we are going to discuss about Introduction to Unsupervised Learning. In the previous lectures we discussed about supervised learning approach and practical examples for it. Now let's understand what is unsupervised learning. It is a machine learning technique where you do not need to supervise the model. Instead, you need to allow the model to work on its own to discover information. It mainly deals with the unlabeled data. That is, in supervised learning, we were expecting a bit of supervision on the model. The supervision came from the labeled data that was available in the past. So the data was used with the help of a bit of training, you are able to build a model. But here, you have unlabeled data and you are giving it to a machine which uses statistical model to come up with a algorithm, to come up with a model which will actually label the data and then give you the output. So what is labeling of data? You will understand that. Unsupervised algorithms allows you to perform more complex processing tasks compared to supervised learning. Although unsupervised learning can be more unpredictable compared with other natural learning methods. Since we have unlabeled data, obviously there may be a bit of a challenge with respect to the results. Sometimes it may be unpredictable. Now let's understand with an example what is unsupervised machine learning. Let's take the case of a baby and her family dog. So she is used to this dog, so she knows and she identifies this dog. So few weeks later, when a family friend brings along a dog and tries to play with the baby will be able to identify the other dog. How does it happen? It's very simple. The baby has not seen this dog earlier, but it is able to recognize many features of the dog, like 2 ears, eyes, walking on 4 legs, and thereby the baby is able to relate it to our own family dog and compare and see that the features are similar. So she identifies the new animal as a dog, and this is exactly what is unsupervised learning is all about, where you are not taught but you learn from the data that is available. Nobody tells the baby that it is a dog, but baby is able to identify based on the common features that the new animal that has come in is a dog. Maybe this may be true that the baby is not able to label both of them as dogs, but still the baby is able to understand the similarities between the two animals and it will be able to keep both the animals in one class. So baby will know that, okay, I don't know what this animal is, but I know that both these animals are same or similar. Had this been supervised learning, the family friend would have told the baby that it is a dog. So you are training the baby that, look, this is a dog. When you say that, this is nothing but training. That is where the supervision comes into picture. Here the family friend acts as a supervisor to tell the baby that it is also a dog. Just because this supervision is not happening, the baby is identifying the animal based on the common features, thereby it is able to recognize that it is just belonging to the same class of animal which the baby has at its home. This is how unsupervised learning works. This is a very popular image in the unsupervised learning world or the machine learning world. Find out how many puppy or muffins are there. This is an image recognition problem which generally exists. If I give these 16 images of puppies and muffins and I ask a machine to find out how many puppies are there, isn't it tough? As a human, can you make a guess how many puppies are there in this image? Every time I ask this question to the students, they come up with different answers. Some say 6, some say 7, some say 10. Let's see what kind of answer you have in your mind and check it out with your peer group whether your answer is right. So you understood what is supervised learning. In fact, going back to the same old example, if a machine is able to understand correctly and group these classes correctly, that is, the puppies are ones, muffins are another. So it is able to cluster them correctly. I'm consciously using the word cluster because this is what happens in unsupervised learning algorithm. So when you apply an unsupervised machine learning algorithm on the data, it tries to cluster based on the common attributes. Muffins and dogs, they're able to classify them, they're able to cluster them properly. So the machine does not know which one is a dog, which one is a muffin. But it can clearly say that these images look similar, so I think these images belong to one class, which you may call it as a puppy. And it may classify the rest of the images as another class, which you may identify that as a muffin. So that's how unsupervised learning works. Why do we go for unsupervised learning? Because it is able to find all kinds of unknown patterns in data. That is the biggest advantage of unsupervised machine learning. In supervised, you have the data, you analyze a lot, you have the labels also, which is actually helping you to find patterns in the data based on the output that it carries. But here, there is no output model because you're not trying to supervise anything. You're giving the whole set of data to a machine, and the machine tries to identify and cluster the output accordingly. Unsupervised methods help you to find features which can be useful for categorization. So categorization, that's what I call it as clustering. So it has taken place in real time. So all the input data to be analyzed and labeled in the presence of learners. And it is easier to get unlabeled data from a computer than labeled data, which needs manual intervention. So in the practical world, in the reality, the data that you get for analysis to create machine learning models, most of them are unlabeled. So having a labeled data is a luxury in the market. When you have the labeled data, it is easier for you to go into supervised learning methodology. But when you have unlabeled data, the preferred choice would be to go for unsupervised learning. So how will you summarize what is unsupervised learning? This is the best image to do that. You have input raw data. You do not have a output, that is unknown output, and there is no training data set that is available like supervised learning. So the model, you are first trying to interpret what is there in the data, and then you apply unsupervised algorithms, machine learning algorithms on it, and you start processing it with the help of a model. You are actually creating a model with the algorithm on the data. Thereby, when you apply it, you get the output like this. That is, the data, whatever that was given in as input raw data, the groups are categorized. Thereby, the clusters are formed. You have 3 clusters here, and machine does not know which one is red, which one is green, and which one is blue. But it knows that okay, all these input raw points that are provided, they have similarities, so I think they belong to one cluster. You can look at it and say that it is a red color cluster, but the machine will just see it as 3 different clusters, and they do not know what is there in those clusters. So let's try to compare supervised and unsupervised learning. In supervised learning, classification is seen as supervised learning from examples. So there is a supervision. So the data are labeled with predefined classes, that is the labels, and it is like that a teacher gives the class, that is supervision happens there. And test data are classified into these classes also, That is based on whatever the historical data is classified, you are classifying the new data that comes in, that is called as a test data. What is unsupervised learning? Clustering happens there. The class labels of the data are unknown, and given a set of data, the task is to establish the existence of classes or clusters in the data. In supervised learning, you discover patterns in the data that relate data attributes with a target class attribute. That is, you are trying to define a label for it. You are trying to classify the data. Classification means either or. That is something you need to remember. Don't get it confused with clustering. In clustering, you are trying to group them. In classification, you are just identifying them. Classify A or B. Clustering here means group all the points which are similar to A. So that's an underlying difference between the two. In supervised learning, these patterns are then utilized to predict the values of the target attribute in future data instances, as we have seen in the examples. In unsupervised learning, the data have no target attribute, and we want to explore the data to find some intrinsic structures in them. So going by the basic differences between input and unsupervised and supervised machine learning approaches, let's look at it based on the parameters. Input data. In supervised machine learning, algorithms are trained using the labeled data. In unsupervised, it is unlabeled data. Computational complexity. Supervised learning is a simpler method because you have data input and output that is labeled, and now you are trying to find a model which can work on the new data that comes in. So overall, it's a simpler methodology. But in unsupervised learning, it is computationally complex because you have to go through the complete data points that are available for you and then start classifying them and then start clustering them. This is a challenge. Accuracy wise, supervised learning method is highly accurate and trustworthy because you have good data for you to train the model. But in unsupervised learning methodology, there is no training data as such, isn't it? There is no supervised learning that happens. So overall, the model is less accurate and less trustworthy. I hope you are able to understand this unsupervised machine learning approach, and you're also able to appreciate the differences between supervised learning and unsupervised learning. Thank you very much for your time.